And over the last 2 weeks of the conference, we've been looking at how people and organisations here in North Yorkshire are making their own difference. And this morning we can hear from the Copmanthorpe Scout Group all about their work. Joining me this morning is Jessica, who's 12 and a Scout, Tom, who's 10 and in the Cubs, and Scout leader Dave Webster. Morning, all three of you. Morning, Jessica.
Hi.
Morning, Tom.
Hi.
Morning, Dave.
Morning.
Let's start with you then, Dave, and talk about the troop in general. So Scouts all over the world, I think, have been making this pledge, haven't they? Promise to the planet. Tell us a little bit about that.
That's right. So there's 57 million Scouts across the world in over 150 countries. And the Promise to the Planet initiative was started earlier this year, which is basically about making a difference in local communities. So much of what we're doing in Scouting it's about understanding and caring for the world around us. And Scouts are taught that when we see an issue in our community, we can be part of the solution or even lead the solution. So Promise to the Planet is about, making a difference in our local community, using our voices to inspire decision makers, and also about recording our actions to inspire other people too.
And Jessica, why is it so important to you to look after our planet?
Well, we're making choices for people who aren't even born yet so that they don't have to suffer or have to live in a world that we have decided to mistreat and continue to mistreat.
You sound angry, Jessica. Do you feel angry about how the world's been treated?
Yeah, people have been making decisions because they think it's the best for their time. So back in the day, people would use the coal because it was the cheapest, but now it's turned out to be a bad decision.
So something needs to change, doesn't it? And Tom, how important is it to you that we look after our planet and focus on these issues?
We need to look after the planet because then the Arctic will melt and the animals will all get hurt, or it might cause some animals to be extinct.
And how do you feel about that, about difficult things happening to animals and the planet suffering?
I feel kind of annoyed and angry because people have just literally done loads of things like coal, burning fossil fuels and littering just because it's easier for them, but then loads of people are suffering because of that decision.
And what do you want? So you see the politicians on the telly at the moment and all these really important people from all over the world at Cop26. What do you want to say to them?
I want to say, stop delaying stuff to later date and start doing stuff now.
That sounds really important, Jessica. What do you want to say to all these politicians?
Well, a promise is a promise. If you've told us that you're going to make a difference, what are you waiting for?
How frustrating is it for you, age 12, Jessica, looking at all these people and as Greta says, blah, 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 they're all chatting away, aren't they? How frustrating is it for you when you want to see actual things happening?
It's quite frustrating that they're saying that they'll do something, they're trying to get other people to say that they're going to do something, but we've not actually seen much change.
What do you want to see happen? What do you want them to do? Is there anything sort of specific? I mean, I know you do your bit, but is there anything specific that you want them to do which would make a change?
Well, the use of plastic is one of the main causes of our climate becoming,
Yeah, plastic is a terrible thing, isn't it? We know from all the litter picks we've done here at BBC Radio York that the devastating impact it has on the environments just around North Yorkshire, but across the world and the oceans. And Tom, what do you want to see the politicians do to help clean up the planet?
I want them to find more people if they see them littering on the beach, and I want people to just stop burning fossil fuels because there's loads of other ways to make electricity.
That's some two really good suggestions, Tom. Dave, if I come back to you for a moment, how important is it that our young people like Jessica and Tom are really, really intelligent and passionate about this issue? How important is it that they get involved with projects like this?
Oh, it's absolutely crucial. I mean, the whole idea of what we've done this year in Copmanthorpe Scouts is to kind of lead by example. So we've done lots of activities this year, all about the environment. We've learnt about recycling. We've built a hedgehog highway. We've planted wildflowers. We've done litter picks, we've done beach cleans, we've built a bog hotel, lots of stuff. But essentially what we tried to do is engage with the community. With the young people have written articles for our village newsletter about the different topics and how the community can make a difference. And I guess the key is together we can make a difference. If everybody listening to this today made one small change, we can make a difference together, and we need to. It's not just about governments and their decisions. That's one part of it. But another part is how we behave.
Well, Jessica and Tom, if I come to you first, Jessica, I think, we get the message from Greta Thunberg, and people are listening to her because she's so passionate, and I can tell you're both passionate. People will be listening to this programme this morning, Jessica, and their ears will have pricked up because you're both such bright, young, intelligent people, and they want to hear your message, and you sound so passionate. Please, will you give a message to us old people who are listening this morning, people who are older than you? What do you want us to do about this now?
Well, you need to look to notice the little things that can help and pay attention and listen what's happening to our world so that you know what you can do to change.
And Tom, what's your message to people listening this morning?
Please try and take your litter home with you if you can't find a bin anywhere, and just recycle your rubbish so that it doesn't end up in the environment, and also don't go in your car as much as you probably used to.
That's 3 brilliant suggestions, Tom. Thank you so much. I just want to ask both of you as well. Do you think Cop26 has been worthwhile? Is it going to make a difference, Tom?
I don't think it is going to make a difference, but it's going to make a very small difference because they haven't really discussed much. They've only made a few promises so far.
And Jessica, do you think it's been worthwhile? Do you think it'll make a difference?
I think it will. I think that because people are frustrated, they're going to try and do more about it. So I think this is a wake-up call to everybody who is putting litter out and using the car quite a lot.
Well, I hope so. I hope you're right, both of you. Thank you so much for coming on the programme. And I know everybody that's listening wants to say thank you to you because you've just laid it bare there. All these politicians, as Greta says, can go blah, blah, blah. But when we hear it from people like you, Jessica, and people like you, Tom, age 12 and age 10, it hits home so much. So thank you so much for coming on the show, both of you. And thank you, Dave, as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done to both of them. That's, when you hear passionate words from people like Jessica and Tom from Copmanthorpe Scouts, it makes you listen. It makes your ears prick up, doesn't it, really? And I'd love to hear from you this morning. Do you